Welcome everyone, it's the Crypto Lark, and today we're discussing Cardano, one of the highest level crypto projects out there, aiming to bring a smart contract platform with advanced features. Cardano is being developed using a scientific philosophy and a research-driven approach by a globally distributed team of engineers and researchers. Now, before we get into the details of what Cardano is, I wanted to take a moment to say a massive thank you to you. Your support of the channel and participation in the cryptocurrency community is seriously awesome. So thank you so much for being part of the journey with me. And of course, you do have to remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. These are just the opinions of a dude talking about cryptocurrencies on the internet. Okay, so Cardano. Cardano is a cryptocurrency. The ticker name is ADA. It is also a dApp platform and a third generation blockchain. That is to say, it provides all of the key tenets of blockchain, like permissionlessness, censorship resistance, and additionally, smart contract functionality. But it aims to go farther than that, bringing in high scalability, interoperability, even between legacy systems and blockchain, and sustainability. This is achieved by a separation of the accounting and of the computation into different layers. Cardano wants to solve the trilemma that is at play in blockchain, essentially trying to balance the triangle of speed, decentralization, and security, which currently plagues the blockchain ecosystem. Some of the key tenets of Cardano are as follows. Scalability. Cardano has developed a provably secure proof-of-stake protocol called Ouroboros. It is highly secure, highly efficient with future proofing technology written into its DNA. Yes, you heard it right. It is planning to be quantum resistant. Data scaling. Not everyone requires all the data, like in Bitcoin. Cardano will be using things like blockchain pruning, subscriptions, compression, partitioning, and of course, side chains, all to allow for a lighter impact blockchain. In terms of transactions per second, Cardano is infinitely scalable as it grows. It'll be using RENA, or recursive internetwork architecture, to help Cardano gracefully grow out its scalability. Cardano wants to bridge the gap between users and regulators. Essentially, a new approach to regulated computing to bring about increased financial inclusion. Now, part of this is being done by abstracting transactions to include optional metadata in order to better conform to the needs of legacy systems. What about fees on Cardano? Well, Cardano's fees are based on this equation: 0.155381 ADA plus 0.00004396 ADA, a byte, times the total bytes. This is the current fee, but these constants are subject to change. But based on the current numbers, this means that a Cardano transaction only costs a couple of cents. Cardano is proof of stake. Currently, it looks like there's going to be about a 3.5% annual return. That's an estimate only, as staking hasn't actually started yet. It may be in Q4 of this year, but is likely to be in Q1 of 2019. You can delegate your stake to pools that are always up and running, maintaining the network, and of course, sharing rewards. Cardano is focused on governance, liquid democracy, combined with an incentivized treasury model for collaborative decision-making. Cardano has taken inspiration on this from Dash. They will also be implementing zero-knowledge proofs. So we may, in the near future, see a zero-knowledge proof of stake system being implemented on Cardano, there will also be a treasury tax. The layered architecture of Cardano is designed to allow for the easy upgrade of the network via soft forks, not hard forks, which of course can be so destructive to the communities that support any given cryptocurrency. As mentioned, side chains and interoperability will be key features. We can see this being evidenced by the KEVM, or a correct by construction version of the Ethereum virtual machine, making it possible for any application running on the Ethereum virtual machine to easily migrate to Cardano. Then we have the IELE virtual machine. This is a virtual machine with a universal language framework for translating and executing smart contracts. A big feature of Cardano is also formal verifications and the peer review process. This is used to provide the most rigorous and the most robust tech possible. And of course, there is a global team of very high-level academics and engineers from the world's top universities and institutes, all working on Cardano. This is a massive asset to Cardano and should not be underestimated. Cardano is building a system that can and will go for the long run. Cardano also undergoes regular code audits by third parties to ensure robustness. Now, this brings us to the Haskell language, which is serving as the base for Cardano. Haskell is a coding language with a strong focus on proofs. An implementation of this called Plutus is a high-level but simplified version of Haskell and will be used to code smart contracts on Cardano. Then we have Marlowe, a domain-specific language targeted at financial contracts. And this is highly useful for things like escrows. While the code base is in Haskell, contracts will be able to be written in any language supporting the K framework. You can even, of course, run Solidity, thus encouraging Ethereum-based projects and Ethereum-based developers to switch over to Cardano. Then we have Prometheus. This is the back-end toolbox for developers and will allow for easy developer onboarding. Furthermore, Cardano is backed by the Cardano Foundation. Now, the foundation is focused on promoting Cardano to the world, studying regulation, acting as a standards body, and in general, evolving the ecosystem and the community. Then we have IOHK. Now, this is headed up by Charles Hoskinson. This is the tech company leading the development of Cardano. Then we have Emergo. Emergo is a Japanese company handling the business side of things by investing into startup ventures and developing commercial partners to build on Cardano. Having the power distributed across these three different branches is actually quite clever. Then, of course, we will have community governance on top of all of this later on, of course. That brings us to Charles Hoskinson. Charles is the key brain and personality behind Cardano and has been deeply involved in the crypto scene for a very long time. In fact, he was one of the original people behind Ethereum, serving as the CEO of Ethereum for 6 months. Recently, Cardano has been making a big push into Africa, which is, of course, one of the world's hottest untapped markets. They have been hitting the ground hard in countries like Rwanda, Nigeria, Ethiopia, and South Africa. Cardano has been getting involved with universities in these locations and really is building the next generation of entrepreneurs and developers to build on Cardano. That could have massive long-term implications. In addition to the fact that developing nations offer possibly the biggest opportunity for blockchain and cryptocurrencies in general. Most recently, Charles has been out meeting with officials in Mongolia. That brings us to the dataless wallet. Now, the wallet did have some issues for a time after its launch, but those seem to have been fixed, and now it is realizing its full potential. There will be implementations for Bitcoin and Ethereum Classic happening in the dataless wallet. And we'll later have Icarus, which will act as a Google Chrome Lite client for Cardano. Paper wallets have also been launched, and Ledger wallet compatibility is coming soon. Cardano has massive liquidity across many of the world's major exchanges. Coinbase is even exploring listing Cardano in the near future. In terms of partners, we have companies like Metaps Plus, a massive South Korean mobile payments company. We have Mox, a mobile apps distribution platform aimed primarily at helping startups access the 190 million smartphone users in places like Southeast Asia and Latin America. Then we have Lickies. This is a blockchain-based application for invoice financing. It is currently being built in Solidity, but plans to use the Cardano blockchain and the IELE virtual machine. Currently, partnerships are also being developed to integrate ADA with a cryptocurrency debit card. This will, of course, allow you to spend your ADA just as you would do with any other currency. Of course, you do need to keep in mind that we have seen a lot of difficulty with other projects in trying to make a crypto debit card a reality. And of course, it remains to be seen how wide the geographic access to such a card will actually be. As well as all of this, there are also various top-level universities collaborating with Cardano on multiple levels. Then we have the relationship between Cardano and Zencash and Ethereum Classic, both working closely with IOHK on different levels of development. There's even a random hotel in Barcelona which accepts the ADA cryptocurrency. Okay, well, maybe that part's not actually that big, but it is kind of cool. The roadmap is a mishmash of dead important people. The cryptocurrency ADA, for example, is actually named after Ada Lovelace. She was a mathematician and a programmer way before it was cool. But there are all these names like Shelley and Basho, but they represent very important steps forward in the development of Cardano, such as Voltaire, which will see the treasury system implemented on Cardano. What are my concerns about Cardano? Well, the scientific method is, of course, a great way to get excellent results, but can be painfully slow for impatient investors. Of course, all of this technology does remain to be proven in actual working scenarios. And the cryptocurrency ecosystem moves incredibly quickly, and we have a lot of highly motivated competitors moving along similar lines, projects like EOS or Tezos, also experimenting, for example, with on-chain governance. Ethereum, at this moment, remains king, but projects like Cardano are aiming to replace it, and the race is really on to deliver and to provide value for the blockchain ecosystem. Cardano is one of the biggest competitors to Ethereum at this time. More partners would really be great to see, but I think that Cardano will be making a lot of surprises when we see the full implementations of Cardano coming to fruition. Cardano, like other altcoins, still remains subject to Bitcoin movements and will likely be for some time before, of course, it can cut its own path once it has a large and thriving ecosystem. There are so many opportunities for Cardano, finding a healthy middle ground for regulators to interact with commerce without, of course, compromising some of blockchain's core principles will likely prove to be incredibly attractive. Cardano is a massive project, and the people behind it are the absolute top of their fields. The Cardano GitHub is a very active place, which is a bit refreshing to see. The potential for disruption from Cardano is high, and it is unique in its design. When we see so many code copy and pastes in the top 100, Cardano has been built from scratch. Cardano is focused on getting it right versus being first. And if they do get it right, then it will be an incredibly powerful player in the cryptocurrency ecosystem. But hey, those are just my 2 Satoshis on Cardano. You'll let me know what you think about it down below in the comment section. Remember to thumbs up the video and share these videos around the internet to help our community grow. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button down below or hit the bell to stay up to date with all of the latest in the crypto space. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.